Hi, everybody. Well, this is the Thursday night before a seminar, and we'll do one question, and then we'll have a meditation. And I hope everyone is doing reasonably well. This is a question from Robert Volt in Vancouver. And he says, I have a simple question. You drew a picture on that little dot on a whiteboard that you said resides within each of us, and that we should continually try ever so carefully to stretch a little at a time. We have, in Victoria, obviously, we had a seminar in late November, and I was using a whiteboard, and I drew a dot, a small dot, relative to our perception of something. And along with it, lines much broader that related to our relationship with our personalities. And I was talking about that small dot being a level of love that is very deep within us, that touches us and gives us a level of love that we can use in our lives to create a personality and be involved with life as if it's like a current or a flow of energy. I call that energy love. You can consider that a metaphor, or you can consider it directly a kind of love. That when we use it, we create a system or a series of patterns from the time of our, prior to our birth and engaging after our birth, to stimulate a system that relates to brain and nervous system, that relates to taking in information and expressing information. This continues on in various ways all through our lives, of course, because this system is a vehicle that we use at the level that this vehicle happens to be at. Okay, well, that's something that I'm calling a personality. That flow comes in, from my perspective, through the chakras that are, in fact, unseen or perceived by us, except there are a few who tend to be able to see an aspect of what those might look like, or perceive them quite physically within themselves, or mentally, by perceiving in the mind how those energies are affecting us. I'm talking about the personality and how it really basically functions, and how a higher state enters in and flows into us. I am sorry, but that engages with belief systems that are a little out of the Western tradition, but nonetheless, through experience, you can begin to perceive that may be real. Belief systems are very valuable, and they tend to be valuable based on the idea of us needing to try and understand things. So literally, that's the first part of Robert's engagement. Now he goes on, and you also refer to it as love. Okay. And that's true, I did. My question is this. Is that love within us an entity, for lack of better words, personable and relational? Well, you're asking me that question, so I'm going to respond to it based on how I tend to be able to, through my experience, have come in contact with something and therefore learned how to describe it, one could say. So I would say that love is not an entity, but it is a flow of energy or force, one could say, especially when it's related to us personally. We tend to believe in this planet that force is a flow of energy that we use for the purposes that we come up with relating to how we think we need to be of some value. In fact, that is a use of something that is available, but that's not the only use it can be used for. Well, we have a version of how we think we should be. Every single one of us does. And we have a version of why should we be like that? Because it seems to us that if you are going to be of some value in this world, you have to go by the rules that seem to be set up in this world, and they're often related to belief and accumulation of medals, of ideas, of this, getting there first. My goodness. That creates a personal value. Yelling louder than anybody else, speaking faster, engaging, speaking about things like as if they're only attributed to you. These are normal things that tend to be out there, and in fact, they have nothing to do with anything other than a kind of self-love. Or you can call it self-importance, you can call it a comforting of the vulnerability that lies within you without your knowledge, or with your knowledge, but you don't care, except you only care to comfort yourself. Now that's being harsh. It sounds harsh anyway. But in fact, it's an act of engagement with life. It tends to be there, and we don't like the idea of having that recognized and known by anybody. Thus, we remain in a kind of hidden position. Yeah, that's one aspect of it. There are others who, from time to time, recognize and know that they can be that way, but there's a justification for that. The rules are out there, and therefore that must be okay. Other people are doing it, and why not us? And there are other kinds of people, I'm in no way saying there's only 3 kinds, that say, I see that within all of us. I know it exists. I know from time to time that's exactly how we all are, inclusive of the person who's speaking. And it comes upon you as if it's a reflex. And sometimes it seems the only thing to do to get a value of something listened to. All of those things are a part of how we function here on this level. We use that love that appears to be in the distance, unperceived mainly, but from time to time it can be perceived. Perceived in ways still related to us because that's what we do currently, and related to those who are close to us, who we care for and love. But that loving feeling is a distant feeling as it relates to a higher state, a deeper state. One can call it all kinds of things. Call it God, you can call it spiritual, you can call it love, period, of a different kind than you ever experienced before in your life. But whatever you call it, we have a tendency to ribify or make lumps of rules and engagements about what it should be like and what it needs to be like to be really real. And we do that because we're trying to understand things. And we use metaphors, and we use experiences that we kind of look at and think automatically because they're her experiences, therefore they must be the better ones. And we can even exaggerate, because we do that from time to time. Sneaks up on you. If you're really trying to be honorable within yourself, you might just say, wow, that was an exaggeration. Or maybe I like that kind of storytelling better than the one that was really real. But you don't want to do that because you want to, pad the story. The story of how important and valuable you might be. And others need to know that, of course. No, they don't. No, they don't. Because they're trying to understand things through them as well as you engaging, and I'm not talking to Robert here, I'm talking to everybody, you engaging in a way that elevates you in your relationship with existence because you're uncomfortable in life. We have a tendency to try and comfort ourselves. It is a wondrous thing to do so, but it doesn't always really touch the word of honesty. And that word of honesty has many definitions as it appears to in an engagement with life, either with ourselves or with others. Some things we just can't handle well. And that then comforting ourselves is an act of love for ourselves. The problem is that if we start believing those acts of love as reality, then we are having difficulties in relationship too, being open to have more distant, deeper love. Could be, some people call it the soul. There's so many names, higher self, whatever. Allowing a flow to come into us through those valves that may or may not exist from other people's point of view. Once you begin to perceive them, you'll know that they exist. And then that frustrates us in the West because we haven't been taught these kinds of things. However, at the same time, we recognize it's like a wave or a flow. That flow is regulated in terms of perception by a view of individuals that once they begin to perceive that flow intensely or less intensely, they begin to believe that that is at the edge of true awareness. And it's just like opening the door a crack. So we open the door a crack. We begin to perceive that love coming in. Sometimes it can be quite strong because that's the intensity that we have within ourselves. Sometimes it can be quite gentle, but that's the level of gentleness that you have engaged with in your life, and you have deemed it gentle. You have defined it gentle. All of us have the same difficulty. Everyone, no exceptions. So each one of us grows through us. And so that level of deeper love is constantly trying to help us do at least two things. And one of them is not to wreck yourself. And that means trying to understand how you function and being gentle and less judgmental with it, but not missing a kind of reality of it. Boy, is this one difficult. Because we're set up to protect ourselves and gentle things down so we can handle them. And that's in every personality style. Often folks are very, very competitive in this, especially in spiritual or external engagements with business or life. And one could say, well, everybody else is too. And it's true. Because the need to comfort ourselves is so strong because we feel so vulnerable. And that's not some form of badness or goodness. It's how we are. All of us. Be okay with that, but realize there are going to be things that are so difficult to make sense of in understanding something as distant, yet engaging with us, that we can only make sense of from the bottom up. We traditionally look up and say, I understand that. I am engaged with that. Yeah, you always were. Nothing has stopped you from being engaged with it. You're alive. It's a life love. Love of life. Yet at the same time, each individual of 8.5 or whatever numbers of billions of people that we have currently are engaged with. We see life to be the way we need to see it and live it, because that's based on the patterns of personal engagements with familial backgrounds, with sociological backgrounds, philosophical backgrounds, religious backgrounds. And those two are so attached from my point of view, but yeah. And views that relate to national and international engagements with how to function in a world, whatever that means. And we constantly relate to those tabulations of images on a blank wall of life. And it's the only way we know how to do it. And I think ultimately that helps us to get through our day-to-day. But it doesn't mean we understand that distant, loving flow that moves into us to help us in a kind of a way to begin to understand not only us, but it as an all-encompassing, loving flow that includes everybody, no matter what they think, no matter how they function, no matter how they engage physically. It's way beyond my pay grade. And I would assume, but could be wrong, maybe you've got the final answer somewhere along the line. Most living beings are honest enough to say that they don't. Well, maybe there are some who really do. And I believe in, from my point of view, some of the stories I've told you about some people that I've met who are not recognized because they don't want to be. And they're just doing the best they can to help us in that relatively spiritual way that we try to understand. These things are really profound in my view, since I'm doing a Thursday night. Here you go. And at any and every moment, I don't believe that any of us are totally and completely involved with some great understanding that puts every other understanding out the window. I think that's, from one perspective, that's nonsense. But even then, the way we look at things, from one perspective outdoing all other perspectives, the way we do that is how we live life. So seems to me that we're fairly young in how we engage in life. Take a look at history, and that seems to be a reality. And we look for superior ways of being important. And I think we do that because we're so vulnerable. And that's okay. We've got to do it that way. It doesn't make us look like we're growing too quickly, but we have to do it the only way we can so that we can actually allow ourselves to be okay with shifting a little bit, and that's tough. As we continue to grow, that so-called dot that I had on a whiteboard that I was trying to metaphorically bring into a broader perspective, because a small aspect, all that we can handle comes in, and of course, as soon as I say that, some will think that, oh, well, they can handle a whole lot, and they're much more able because they can have. It's just feeding our, let's say, constructive patterns that we have, because we really are afraid of change. So considering that, Robert's question is a deep question. Answers are as you can make them personally until you can actually perceive something differently. And then the answers you come up with will be momentary. I'm not sure how long that momentary could be. 150 years, it could be 2,000 years. But they're momentary in the scheme of things relative to movement towards engaging at a level where you can actually perceive and handle the amount of love that can come into us not relative to your personality, but relative to the inability to have a personality and still function. Boy, that was a mouthful. And it was a mouthful because if we don't have a personality, it's very hard for us to function. We can have awareness, but we attribute a certain engagement and viability within us related to our past experience. And that's, I'm afraid, what we're going to have to continue to do until something else lies within us, an awareness of some kind, where we can see us engaging as a personality and how you express that thing as an engager with these worlds here, and also another aspect of us still aware in both those places where we can perceive beyond where this personality has designated a valuable relative truth. This sounds a little hard to do, and it's only because it is. Because the impact of what you conclude in your personality is an aspect of your own continued growth, as well as an ability to perceive and then pull back from it and watch how you engage internally, not your internal personal so-called thinking process, emotional reflexes and all that, come up with the answer you already think is true, to perceive it, not judge it, yet be okay with understanding beyond what you know has to be true in the moment of existence that relates to these levels. And I think this is difficult. Some have already accomplished moving out of the body, for example. And they believe that because they have accomplished this, once again, accomplishment, right? A bundle of tricks I have in my bag. You then must be superior to everybody else. You're not. You know how to jump up and down. But you still have within you your relationship with how important you think you are for that functional system. From my perspective, that dot or that soul or beyond it operates in a flow that is useful to the utilization of a personality because it's there in that personality because you construct it. You're learning how to construct a system unknown to you, of course. No offense. And it can then help the system to be in that flow or current, and then let the flow be different than what your personality demands it to be. Now this, we're not ready for, I don't think. But lots of people say they have attained it, but that's the ego system, or no offense to anybody who believes that the soul is called the ego, it's just a different belief system. But it's a flow related to the patternization of a personality. very interesting. From my point of view, just a point of view, you got to work out your own stuff, and without any doubt, no doubt you're doing it already, because that's normal, not negative. Your relationship with you is that, just that, a relationship. You coach yourself little by little to be able to let go of the already organized, tightly fitted persona system and say it's okay for it to grow. Yeah. Makes it very complicated because there's so many people who have so many different ideas. I'm just suggesting that there is a distinct possibility that we can grow from some of these ideas that we've already constructed through experience. And I think that experience is hard for us because we are inundated naturally by the idealism that we connect to in relationship to being more right than others. And I think that's going to be with us for quite a while. I hope we can survive it. Robert, interesting question. I could have stopped and said, yeah, it's a flow. Yeah, it's a current. I couldn't do that. Didn't seem to make any sense to do that. So I appreciate the question. And that is the question we're using tonight. And I would suggest, please, we have a seminar coming up, if you can, in North America. Sorry about that. And if you would indeed consider it, please send in some other questions, as we will need them in the next few weeks. And in the meantime, enjoy a meditation. Meditate as you can. Remember, meditation is a prayerful mode where you are attempting to engage with that deeper state or higher state, however you pronounce it in your personal verbiage. And we are about to do that. We're going to try and get some music out to you. If you're not comfortable with the music, turn it off. If you are, listen to it. It's very fascinating. It keeps the personality's tonal focus on something so that you can let go a bit, because after a while your personality gets a little bored, and you let go a little bit, and you'll find yourself drifting just a bit. You might even fall asleep. I would make a suggestion. If you notice yourself falling asleep or moving towards it, I know it's a good feeling. Try, if you can, to do the pump. A little simple thing where you bring your head down like this, just a bit, and pull back on the lowest part of your neck, so softly and gently and slowly. It will begin to circulate energy around you so that you can recognize that flow just a little at a time. The more you do it, and don't be freaked out after you've done it for a while. Suddenly your head will begin to do the same thing. The energy itself will try to help you to know that it's okay. That's involved with that current, that flow, and it is trying to be helpful to you. In your prayerful mode, consider the possibility that you would like to ask for help, and help also in how you pronounce the words that you need to have for yourself to make you feel better or comforted. Be okay with you. I wish you well, and we are now going to turn off myself.
Ma. 'Mma. 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 'M Lalita Jagadambe Janani Namastasye 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 Namo Namaha Mamba Lalita Devi Tvam Ananda Sagari Namastasye 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 Namo Namaha Sarvamangala Mangalye Shive Sarvartha Sadhike Sharanye Triambake Devi Narayani Namostute Narayani Namostute Narayani Namostute Om Shanti Vigrahaye Namo Namaha. Swarupaye Namo Namaha. Vajramanikya Kataka Kiritaye Namo Namaha. Vajramanikya Kataka Kiritaye Shrilochanakritullasaphalladaye Namo Namaha Shrilochanakritullasaphalladaye Namo Namaha Om Shri Sudhaktimanidvipamadhyamaye Namo Namaha
And now we'll just do the balancing and grounding. And if you're not used to doing it, try to think of a way in your own mind of how you close off a prayer, a deeper prayer. And have a good evening. And don't forget those questions.